And it's Friday, just like that. Snap your fingers. First week, boom, 21.
Let's go. We're back. We're finishing the week strong. Excited to be here for another episode, and we are officially 3 days away from Monday.
Yeah, you know what? The response has been great. Seen some people that have not been in our world for a while sign up. Colette from Cystic Fibrosis is in. The whole team from Victory Transportation out in Houston. Whole team, man. Brendan said, bring them all, So
that's awesome.
Yeah, fun stuff, really good. We're going to have some, good representation. I'm excited about where we're doing it, how we're doing it. Be a different kind of presentation because of the studio. And this is moving on up, brother.
Good morning to the Turtis team. Good morning, Eddie Dykes. Had a great session with Jesse yesterday and super excited about his presentation to the store this morning and what's going on there.
Pump the brakes. I had a better session with Danny.
Of course.
And then, guess what? The Grand Poobah, Eddie still has it, man. Eddie has taken me rowing.
Are you guys going this weekend?
No, I don't know if it's this weekend, but Joe.
Get on the boat.
Happy New Year, man. That's a name from the past, man. Blast from the past. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the Nudelberg Daily Huddle. Jonathan Fishman, tunnel vision time, man. He's locked into you, Mark. He's locked in.
I love it. Tunnel week, baby.
So, lots of really cool stuff going on. For those that don't know, tonight is the last live episode of Jeopardy taped with Alex Trebek. So it's a monumental sort of thing, 37 years he's done it, and obviously he passed away recently. So if you're around or turn on the, and record it. So, it'll be pretty, it's really
crazy to me. It's crazy to me that like we'll never see him on Jeopardy again, like the last episode. And to think of like not just the longevity of Jeopardy, but like just the way it changed pop culture and all of the different things that spun off of that. I mean, just an unbelievable icon, and sad to see it happen.
Yeah, he was a guy who made people smarter. What a legacy, I loved playing. It actually proved how dumb I am, but
I'm not horrible at it.
I was like, what is butter? I'm like, how do you know?
I can't remember what I ate for breakfast. So,
by the way, Mark, you are going rowing with us as well, which leads us to the top of the hour. 8:01. Shay, give me Huddle music.
Wake up, everybody! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Wake up! Come on! Come on! Wake up, everybody! It's a new way. Maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Come on.
Awesome. So Mackie Firestein put up his comment, if you will. He's foreshadowing what we're talking about today. Friday is for closers. We're going to go somewhere near that. What else going on? Well, give me some feedback on the week. Well, like, what was your week like?
Great week back. I mean, just, jumping back. So we took the prior week off, so it was good to get back into a routine of back into coaching people, back into being very deliberate about what our goals are, how we're focused on what we're doing, and continuing to put those things together to push forward and keeping the momentum going, not necessarily starting new momentum, but pushing through to really create a lot of energy to get going in the beginning of the year. It's been fun.
Love it. I posted something yesterday that pertained to a hot New Year's topic, diet. And most people talk about diet in terms of the food that they ingest. And I suggested that there's so many things that are part of your diet, what you watch what you listen to, which, by the way, if you're watching this, it's a good way to
Right.
do yourself. That's part of your diet. What you watch, what you listen to, who you hang out with, it's all part of your diet. So that's a fun thing to do at the beginning of the year, sort of check mark what you're doing. Let's go right to motivational music because it'll dictate what we're talking about today.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright,
Sunshine Day. God, I love that song. The words are spectacular. So I can see clearly now your diet affects what you see, how you see it, mental. It's all mental. So let's play a game today, in honor of Alex Trebek. Show me Family Feud. Bam. So can you see the future? We are going to talk about all the C words that are important to us in making things great. First C word is clarity. I can see clearly. Clearly is, if you are clouding your brain with food, drinks, drugs, whatever, you are not getting the most out of yourself. So
and clutter, another C word, which is clutter. I mean, so if your workspace is cluttered, if your house is cluttered, like we had the engineers or the construction people come back yesterday to replace all the doors in the house, and there is shit everywhere because they're not done. It's hard to work in that environment. It's hard to feel like you have clarity, that you can be clear in what you're thinking and what you're doing when you have clutter. So some of the tip that I use with the people that I work with is if you're holding on to your written notes for longer than a week, you're just cluttering all of the shit around you. Get it into a Google Doc, move it into a place where it's stored and cleared. There's nothing wrong with writing your notes, but if you don't move them to a place, they just build piles of paper and build, clutter all around you.
Love that. Okay. So do you have the words in front of you?
I had them pulled up. Let me see if I can find them again.
Well, I want to rock through them.
Yeah, for sure. I got the next one.
We talked about this at the beginning of the week. Curiosity. The absolute truth of the business world, and you called it the father of learning, which was a knockout, conversation. But curiosity is a C word that if you pay attention to it, so we've got P's and C's. Give me more.
For sure. So there's another one that is confidence. And I love confidence because it's not ego. It's not walking in being the loudest guy in the room. Confidence comes from previous execution, comes from practice, another P word. So, as you're looking to build confidence in what you say, what you do, how you do the things you do, the only way to get confidence is repetition, which is another key part in learning and developing. So how many reps are you getting a day in telling your story and using the new tools and sending videos? It's all about getting the reps in. So if you want to build confidence, which is critical in being successful, you got to get the reps.
So I love that. That leads to our second word, but I want to make this point. I've heard this my whole career. Just go fake it till you make it, which is the most bullshit comment ever. That one should be burnt. It's act as if That's where confidence comes from. Act as if you're the CEO. Act as if you already scored that touchdown. Act as if it's coming to you. You got it coming to you because you did the work. So I love that.
For people who aren't entrepreneurial or don't or work in a corporate structure, if your goal is to climb the ladder, the easiest way to climb the ladder is to become so good at what you do, you can start doing the job that's ahead of you. Not to be a dick, but to take the responsibility away from that guy and say, hey, I'm willing to help you. Or that girl, whoever that person is that's above you. Hey, look, my stuff is taken care of. What can I do? What can I take off your plate for you? So you start doing the job that you want to eventually be placed in.
That's really well said, Mark. And some of the work we're doing with people who want to aspire to the next level, I go, why would you wait? Just do it. And then you own it. And then you're already
correct. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. This is who needs to go into that spot.
Great. I love it. Leads us to another C word, which is consistency. So we talk about discipline all the time, but the C word, the part of that is consistent. Be disciplined and consistent. Daily processes matter. It's not, what am I going to do over the quarter? What am I going to do this minute, this hour, this day? And we had a great time yesterday. We did our kickoff with Harity, which welcome aboard if any of you are listening. They are really one of the top patent attorneys in the country out of Reston, Virginia. What an awesome story. They were great, but they got it. They understood, that it's daily. This is how you nail it. So perfect.
I'm going to give you.
Keep throwing the C words. Continuation.
I'm going to give you 3 in a row right now because I think this is an evaluation tool and it's how I've evaluated people in sports. It's how I continue to evaluate the behaviors of the people that I coach. But when you say you want to do something, are you compliant? Are you committed? Or are you compelled? Those are the 3 levels of determining your behavior. Because if you're just compliant, you're never really going to compliant, committed, or compelled. And to me, if you're compliant, you're just doing the bare minimum. You're not really buying in to everything that needs to happen in order to make you successful. If you're committed, you're in it. You're strong. You're doing it. And if you're compelled, not only are you in it and doing everything you can, you're going above and beyond. There's no doubt that you'll be successful because you're so compelled to the purpose.
We don't rehearse this shit. I tee up something, you tee up something. Compelled just became my favorite C word. I do that. First of all, the way you say compelled, there's strength in the word compelled. Man,
sure.
So I love that. And compelled equals passion to me. I'm passionate about it. I have drive to do all that. So when you unpack the word compelled, I love it. Lots of other words. Anything else pop up into your world?
So Dorcas put out Change, which, Pat Riley's quote about change is the greatest of all time. But, and that goes back to what's your perspective? Change is inevitable. It is going to happen. Do you embrace change and say, how do we build a game plan and a strategy to win from whatever change has happened? Or are you that person that's huddled tight going, it'll go back, it'll go back, it'll go back, because it's not going to go back?
Well, Pat Riley's quote was, the only thing in life you can count on, C word, is change. So you better learn to embrace it. And, that in the day that I knew him, worked with him, when he said that was a mic drop for me. I was like, holy moly, because that's really what nothing ever stays the same. It's either moving forward or moving backward.
Jonathan Fishman is on fire this morning because the next word I was going to throw out there was creativity. You have to be creative. You absolutely have to. If you're in sales, if you're not finding creative ways to make your solutions fit for your prospects, you're dead. So if you don't have that creative bone on how you tell your story, how you make things fit for people to solve problems, you're getting blown by with the competition.
Okay. So I'm going to throw one out there for my friends in philanthropy, United Way, JA, charity,
Yeah.
give to get. The more you give to the universe, the more the universe sends it back to you. So, and it's not one for one. It's not anything other. It's not keeping score. It's having a mentality of giving your time, your energy, your money, your ideas, all of that kind of stuff. So I love it. Scott Graham, who is one of my favorites in the huddle here, 3 C's to avoid. Shay, show me Scott Graham, please. Condemn, criticize, and complain. Wow. See, there's the bottom side of that. Lori, we already talked about consistency. Mark, your
competition. She said talked about competition, which we've talked about that earlier this week, but competition breeds excellence. If you don't have a competitive culture, if you don't have a competitive and an accountable culture, you are going to have a hard time building success.
Scotty Garber nails one. He comes out of it. Nails one. Bam, there's your secret.
Yeah, well done, Scotty.
Holy crap. Just unbelievable. So, I think you can see clearly that the C word affects so much of our behavior. And what I've done here with the P and the C, if you drill down and you write these words down, you put them on your mirror, you put them somewhere. Oh, by the way, tomorrow is National Vision Board Day. These are the words that go on my vision board. These are the words that guide me when I'm distressed, when I'm not sure. I go back to my core principles. What do I stand for? What do I need to do? How do I do it? And so, I love that. And the last word for me, and our man, LJ Cool, or Cool LJ.
Yeah, Larry Long Jr.
He comes up with care. My word was compassion. You got to give a shit. It's just,
you have to genuinely care. I love it. The give a damn factor. I love that, Larry. Thanks for sharing that in there, and love what you're doing. Larry does an unbelievable job at the beginning of his midweek motivational minute, bringing people in and showing that he cares about the people that are coming in, talking about what's happening with their lives. So Larry, love that. Love what you're doing there. And I think another C word that will lead us to the next part of the show is connection, because everybody is sending connection requests, and that will take us to the next segment of the show.
Give me the wall of shame, baby. Okay, so I am loaded up from weeks of collecting these. So I got a bunch that I'm going to go with. I'm knocking out one first. Are we mentioning names or no names? We're just.
You can drop a first name if you want to give it an identity. But
Emmanuel sends this to me. Hi, it's Emmanuel. You don't know me, but is now a bad time to add you as a new connection? Like, what?
So Jason comes into my world. Hey there, with an explosion of business coaches and consultants trying to start and grow a business today, the vast array of competitors which you are competing against with this craziness. However, the new reality is the number of business casualties is increasing faster than ever. Yada, yada, yada. Goes on for 2 more paragraphs. This is the best part of it all to me, though, is at the end, he leaves me with the quote, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." I was like, you just ruined yours in 5 minutes. Like, what do you mean?
Love it. So
unbelievable.
Somewhere along the line, LinkedIn became Tinder. So I get a from Mary. Mary sends a pretty provocative picture. Mary, thanks for the invite. I noticed you live in Florida. I can't notice what you do specific. I'm a fashion consultant, came across your profile and want to connect immediately.
No, thank you. No, thank you. So you want to do one more?
I'm doing a couple more. I'm having fun.
Okay. So Carmen comes into my world, and Carmen says, my favorite thing about LinkedIn is connecting with amazing business owners and professionals like you, with whom I may be able to network, share experiences, and help each other grow. I'm always looking to connect with new people in various industries. Would you be open to connecting? And so I want everybody to understand that the reason this is not a good connection request is because there's no individuality there. Everything there is generic.
Paul Russell, F.
Everything is generic. Everything is generic. There's no actual research into why she's trying to connect with me. So that's why it doesn't work. Let's get to the hall, right?
Let's get to the hall is right.
You go find yourself.
Standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name.
So I'm shouting out my first one too, or my only one this morning, Chris Powers. Steve, I watched the video you posted this morning right after wrapping up a meeting with a squirrely customer who I couldn't get to commit on the spot. That car salesman, Robert De Niro clip spoke to me. Thanks for sharing. Look forward to connecting. Welcome.
Bam. Hey, look at the difference. Look at the difference of not trying to get into somebody's world to pitch them something and actually giving them some kind of personalized message about what matters. Mine comes from Devon. Hi, Mark. Thanks for connecting. Someone recommended I check out the Nudelberg Daily Huddle, and I really like what you had to say about networking and return on relationships. I thought I'd reach out to connect so I could keep learning from the helpful insights you are sharing on LinkedIn. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. Bang! And so I'm now sending, when people send me these, I'm responding with the GIF from Remember the Titans. You're a Hall of Famer in my book. That's how I'm responding to all of these.
I like it. So
Yeah.
I've been responding with GIFs too, and somebody I reached out to yesterday. Oh, somebody that was in the crowd yesterday. We had 30 people, and I randomly called on one of the guys, and he goes, "Well, I got to tell you up front, I'm an avid Huddle guy." What I noticed is you and your son are the only ones that do GIFs in LinkedIn. You guys are magic, man. You're the only one. You stand out, so it really is fun. But I like that Hall of Fame thing. I might steal that. Does that?
So if you search Hall of Fame in the GIF box, it brings up the Denzel. You're a Hall of Famer in my book at the end of the game. It's great. It's
freaking strong. Having a strong GIF game is good. One last reminder, it's Friday. You still have time to get in on Monday. I promise you, my commitment is if you pay for it and you don't get value, I'll give you your money back. I mean,
there you go.
We priced it so cheap that if you can't see your way clear, or you know what, call a friend and say, hey, I want you to do this with me because this is going to define 2021, 21. I don't need to tell you what 21 stands for, but I know I can see clearly. Shay, can you see clearly?
I can see clearly